Hi, this is Ricky.
Hi, Ricky. Joe.
Hey,
Hi.
Joe, what's going on?
All right.
Do you have
You,
a?
you come up with it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was seeing if you had a couple minutes where you could talk about the house.
yeah. I got a couple minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Look, pull in the spot. Ooh, watch how I drop. Believe it or not, this isn't all that I got. They told me to rock, that's not how I rock. Now I gotta pop Madonna. Trading my traumas for commas.
So I wanted to kind of just break down the numbers, kind of work backwards with you, so you kind of understand like where we're at with the house.
Yeah,
So when we ran the numbers, we were thinking when we fix it up, we should be able to sell it for around 300 to 315. Does that sound about right to you?
um, I don't. I think the guy next door told me that they sell for a lot. Like he said, the house sells like 345, 350.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
It might be able to. Obviously when we run these numbers, we kind of stay on the more conservative side, but
Yeah,
um, either way, let's kind of say let's meet maybe somewhere in the middle, like 330. Let's just say it's worth,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
then we think as far as the renovation to get it, looking brand new, where we might be able to get like 330 or 340 for it. We'll have to put
yeah,
about 85,000 into the property, is what we came up with when we talked with
yeah,
our contractors up there. That sound about right to you?
yeah. That's about right.
Okay, cool. So, kind of just to so you know what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of running through the math. So we're at 330, and then 85. We got to just subtract it from that 330. So now we're down to 245. And then we have holding cost. So obviously, when we buy it, we're gonna have to pay the property tax for the 4 or 5 months it takes for us to flip it and sell it. We have to pay realtor
Yeah,
fees, things like that. So those soft costs are about $30,000. That sound about right to you?
I guess so. I don't know really.
Okay, yeah, it's usually 5-6%. So those realtor fees, and then the property tax, and then our cost of money, because we're paying in cash,
Yeah,
but we pay interest on that money. Make sense?
yeah,
Okay, and then for a project like this, typically, we're looking to make about 40,000 on average. So we're kind of does that sound about right to you? Of it, if we're gonna buy a property and fix it up and take 6 months for us to make about 40,000, sound about fair?
yeah. Probably.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of our minimum threshold. So
Yeah,
when you work those numbers backwards, we're at 170 as far as a purchase price, and that's cash. That's we pay all the closing costs. There's no other fees involved. So you just get that at closing.
yeah. I know. That's kind of low.
Yeah, I know.
You
Kind of
know.
talking to Steve, it sounded like you guys kind of might have had a higher expectation, but it also sounded like you guys weren't really familiar exactly with all the numbers to kind of sell it this way, because like when I kind of ran through those numbers, it made sense of kind of where we need it, why we need to be at that number, as far as
Yeah,
right, like what we need it fixed up for, we could sell it for, and then the renovations, our holding costs with realtor fees and soft costs and insurance, taxes, and then we have to make a profit. So we always just work our numbers backwards and try to give you as much as possible. So after kind of getting with our finance guys, that's kind of like the number where we're comfortable at being at. And I already kind of went to bat for you as far as trying to get you even to kind of that number. Initially, they were closer to 150, but we were able to. I kind of showed them a couple other comps, so we were able to get them up to like 175. And that could be a 3 week closing. I think Steve kind of mentioned to you, you guys could kind of pick the closing date, take what you guys
yeah.
need.
I don't know. I had one offer. The lady offered me $250,000 last year.
Yeah, but
And I had,
was she? Let me ask you though, was
she didn't
she
even look. She didn't even look at the house.
right?
She just
Right.
told me, she said, I'll give you that price right now. She told me, and I said, my brother ain't in the mood to sell the house now.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you know. You
Yeah, I
know.
mean, a lot of neighbors and people will talk about buying houses, but the way that you guys want to sell too. Remember, Someone's going to have to come with cash. So a lot of the times, like the local neighbors, they might want to buy the house, but when it's actually time, to bring $175,000 in cash to the closing table, that's kind of the difference between, someone like that versus, we've been doing this for a very long time, just buying houses in New Jersey. We do this as a business. So we could usually even kind of buy at a higher price than someone that doesn't really do this full time, because we already have crews in place. We get products cheaper, so
I know.
And I kind of know Steve gave you your options. Obviously, you guys have the ability, if you guys wanted to try to make more off it, you could do the repairs yourself. We could put some contractors your way, but it kind of just seems like, if you want to sell this way and just kind of sell it as is, which I totally get. Talking to Sue, it sounded like you guys, inherited the property. Sorry to, hear about the family member a few months back. But if you guys are looking for this type of a sale, me and every other, home buying company in New Jersey, we're all pretty much doing the same math, right? We know what it's going to be worth fixed up, and then we just have to work backwards. So I just think if you're going this direction, that's the price. I think that's like I said, we picked up a property near you a few months back, and our prices were lower. So our prices are going up. Luckily, the market's been going up, because our offer 2 months ago would have been, 10,000-15,000 less. So you guys have the ability to try to hold on to it, but who knows even what's going to happen with the market, and then you're paying property tax on it, and vacant properties aren't a good thing in that area to just kind of have either. People can break into it and get squatting in it, and it's just not great to have empty properties. I'm sitting in Elizabeth, so
Well, I tell you what, I'll let you know, because I got another guy coming tomorrow to look at it. You know?
Yeah, is he also like a local flipper?
Yeah, and another guy just like you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, definitely. You could like I said, you could kind of keep calling guys like that. I think, in my opinion, we're all going to be, around the same.
Almost the same.
Yeah, around the same numbers. So it's just a matter of, we don't really like getting into necessarily bidding wars. We're pretty established in the community. There are guys that, could come in, maybe offer you guys, more money too. And you just don't know too. Like I said, we've built a reputation in New Jersey that, if you sign a contract with us to buy your house, there's not going to be anything that comes up at closing. We're not going to try to price drop you or hit you with hidden fees. Steve already saw the house. We don't even need to go back to the house. And we would just be ready to close on it. So I totally understand if you want to kind of, see some other options. But, that's kind of where our offer is going to be. And, we're only buying probably 2 more houses kind of in that area by the end of the month in August. So, the month ends, early next week. So, that's kind of maybe. Do you think after that guy checks out the house tomorrow, do you think, is he going to be like the last one, or do you want to try to keep calling guys up till you get to a certain number?
I don't know if my wife. I know I had one guy for tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll let you know when they come. I'll give you a call then.
Yeah, definitely.
You said 160.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably going to be somewhere in there. Like, we could possibly, if it's over a couple $1,000s, if one guy is, offers you a couple $1,000s more, and come back to me either way. Give me a call, so I could see what we can do. But the best way to get the most from us, if you could say, hey, Ricky, if you can get to this number, I'm ready to sign with you. Because we need to kind of move our money, into new projects. So it kind of doesn't help us sometimes to get you the best offer too, if you want to shop it around and do other things with it. So, I get you want to see your options though. Do you think after Saturday though, then when do you think you're gonna be ready?
I'll give you a call.
Okay. Do you think
I'll
you're?
give you a call either way.
Okay. Yeah. Give us kind of the final shot if you can. It sounded like you guys would like to work with us. If as long as our numbers are going to be close, and I just think everyone's numbers are going to be close, or they might even be lower. There's a good chance I think some guys are going to come in lower than us. So, do you think you guys are making a decision by probably the end of the weekend, regardless if it's us or someone else at this point?
Oh, it depends.
Yeah.
Either way, we got to,
Okay.
you got to get rid of the house.
Yep,
You know?
totally. Yeah, I get the situation with it. So,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, give me a call then. I'll be
All
around
right, I'll get
all
on.
weekend, Joe.
Yeah.
So, after those guys come and if they check it out and they want to make you an offer on it, just give me a call back after that and we'll take it from there.
All righty, take care then. I'll give you a call, man.
All right, Joe. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, take care. So that was a follow up. His expectation, he wanted to get 270 for the property, and we were coming in at like 175 max, 160 range. So we worked the numbers backwards for this guy. Probably things we could have done better. I didn't know that he had other guys checking it out, but it did sound like he wanted us to get back to a number to them. So sometimes you got to give them a number, but it's not always the bad thing. We built really good rapport with the seller. They heard us on the radio. So it's good when they hear you on the radio because it builds instant credibility. Her friend said, hey, you should call the guys off 101.5. They sound legit. And, it just gives you that extra credibility versus like sending a piece of mail or some cold call lead. And you don't really know, who the buyer is. Are they going to show up at closing? So we're in a good position. We definitely have the best rapport with them. We already checked out the house. They like us as buyers. Like I said, the reason why I wouldn't always take this approach with every seller when it comes to, trying to make an offer. Usually you never even want to make an offer. But the reason why in this specific situation I went down this road is because they need to sell. They decided they're going to sell this way. They don't want to sell it. They don't want to make repairs. They don't want to sell it with a realtor. So they are going to sell this way. They had kind of no real idea on how the pricing for guys like us work. So we had to kind of educate them. They sounded like some people that, they're educated. They went on Zillow. They're going to look at comps. They know what things are selling for in the area. So you can't really just necessarily try to figure out, when the spread is so far different, like if they're at 270 and we're at like 150, 175, you have to give them the math. So what I did was I got agreement with him of, hey, does this make sense? Does it make sense? After we fix it up, we're going to be able to sell for this price. Joe goes, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And do you think the rehab would cost this much? Yes, that sounds fair. Okay. And do you understand our holding costs? Yeah, I guess, that sounds about right. And then our profit. Is it fair that we make at least this much on the house? Yeah, Ricky, that sounded fair. So when you do that, you're just doing math. So you're kind of taking the emotion out of it, of this guy who was expecting an offer of almost, $100,000 or more is what he was hoping for. And, we need to be way down here. So definitely take that approach, guys, on people where the price is massively different. If you're close on price, then you know what? Try to pull them down to their lowest number. But in this specific situation, like I said, because it was a radio lead, because of the expectations that they had, they kind of needed that trust is important to them. So we're giving them all of this information. And we feel confident because only a few other people are going to the property. We're all going to do the same math. We're going to be around the same price. So we just think our credibility, rapport building that we have done is going to, be the reason why they take us over some of these other guys. So stay tuned. We'll let you know how it goes when we actually lock it up. Ricky in the Flip Lab. Till next time. See you.